Today we're talking about what Mixer said yesterday. Our goal is to build a positive, welcoming and inclusive team and community. To those sharing your stories, it's unacceptable that we do not provide for you. We will be vigilant addressing this more diligently in the future. And now we're talking about what Mixer said today. Mixer partners, streamers and community. Today we've got some very big news for you. While we've decided to close the operations side of Mixer, we are officially partnering with Facebook Gaming and we're cordially inviting all of you to join. That almost sounds like these statements are completely contradicting each other. And that's because they are, because Mixer actually completely is going to wipe everything next month. Mixer is completely ending as a platform. But let's go back to the start here. What was the tweet that even caused all this? The Twitter user Millen K. Lee described his experience working at Mixer, working with one of the higher-ups, and the higher-ups saying that to them all the partners, the Mixer partners, are slaves and they are the slave master. Not the best look for your company. Slasher has since found out that the person who said this was Natalia Domingo, who then deleted her Twitter. She was actually with the company for 10 years, so well, let's see what happens there. The expectation was that she was gonna face some sort of consequence, potentially get fired or something like that, but instead Mixer decided, no, that's not what we're doing. We're shutting down. Now, we don't know if these two events are actually directly related. The assumption is there because that's the only big thing that has happened with Mixer recently. And what seems likely is that Mixer realized that they were gonna take some damage from that, or they may have to remove people that they want in other places, if it was even worse. And instead of facing the consequences here, essentially, they said, no, this is not worth it for us anyways. As Microsoft, we have more important projects to focus on, and we are just going to scrap Mixer as a whole instead. The project didn't work out, and we're done with it. That said, this whole thing was definitely being planned for a while already. It might just be that because of this event, they decided to make the cut now and make it as quick and painless as possible for themselves. Unfortunately, that obviously does not mean that this is going to be painless for everyone involved, because there are a lot of people who are kind of depending on the platform at the moment. So what happened then? Mixer announced their weird partnership with Facebook Gaming, which since then by the VP has been confirmed as just being a partnership and not Facebook buying Mixer. So this is more of a strategical offer by Facebook to take over current partners in order to benefit their streaming platform. And Slasher has more internal sources here that are typically relatively reliable to tell us a bit more about what went on behind the scenes, and that's another indicator that this has been going on for a while and has been planned for a while, unless all negotiations were super rushed, which I highly doubt. He said that Facebook offered an insane amount, almost double the original amount of the Mixer contracts, to both Ninja and Shroud to exclusively stream on Facebook Gaming, but they said no to that offer and forced Mixer to buy them out of their contract. So as a result of that, Ninja made roughly $30 million and Shroud made roughly $10 million for Mixer. We get to why they declined in a bit. Furthermore, Facebook is offering one-time payments of $2,500 as a signing bonus for Mixer partners who choose to move to the Facebook Gaming Creator program and stay there for 90 days and fulfill some obligations such as streaming a significant amount of time on that platform. What you need to understand here is that for some people this is actually a really good offer. I looked into the partner requirements for Mixer and they are actually very low. All you need to apply is 2,000 followers and you have to have streamed for at least 25 hours over the past month, and it has to be on at least 12 separate days, and that has to stay consistent. And then you can apply for the program, they will check your channel if it matches their everything, and then you can get into the partner program. A streamer with 2,000 followers will typically not make $2,500 in 3 months off of streaming. Exceptions exist for people who just get massive donations or have a very loyal fan base, but typically that's a very low value and most people in that range don't really make much money off streaming. So for some people this offer may be very beneficial and they're not forced to stay on Facebook after those 3 months. But for others that have been streaming on Mixer for a long time and have that as their main income, this is obviously not covering very much and also hinders further growth and income increases for you because you're limited to Facebook at that point instead of trying to grow on multiple platforms. Now there are other people, and for example Team Tempo Storm, that offer support to people that want to switch from Mixer to Twitch, but there's no direct offer from Twitch so far to get these people in or give them any fast pass to affiliates or other things, and that's just something that you can get through other channels essentially. Let's get back to Facebook for a bit and then we'll talk about Mixer and money. I think Facebook as a streaming platform is still an absolutely horrible choice for almost anyone because it's just too connected to your personal accounts, and that's if you still use Facebook in the first place. A lot of younger people actively avoid Facebook at this point because there has been some things going on surrounding data and similar things that would go far beyond a single video that I can definitely not break down here. But there's good reason to be very skeptical of Facebook as a whole. And then the fact that apparently there are things like your friends getting notified of you writing in a live chat is something that is just completely the opposite of what you want in a streaming experience where you can kind of disappear behind an alias and you're just one of many names in the chat. And you also don't run the risk of your video game hating second uncle stalking you. So I think the offer that Facebook made is only really interesting for people that are not intending to grow their stream at a reasonable rate and just want to secure the quick bag because they are partners but aren't actually relatively high up. Everyone else is probably better off going to Twitch or to YouTube because those are the big platforms, and where they go will more depend on where their audience wants to go because they have some time to talk to them and direct them to the new channels, and then after that, I'll have to see. It's going to be interesting who Twitch takes back as well, because, for example, Ninja had quite a falling out with them when he left, so who knows if he'll return or if he'll go to YouTube gaming instead. What I want to point out here, though, is that just because there are some big names that have been paid a lot to stream on Mixer, it's not like everyone who was on Mixer was completely unpaid, and I think that may be a major issue for some people as well. I don't know how many ongoing payments there were for medium-sized streamers, but I know at least of an offer that I received from them. I was asked by someone connected to Mixer to stream Smite on Mixer for 3 months. And the contract or the offer that I would have gotten would not even have been exclusive. I could have streamed on other platforms at other times as well. So I could have streamed on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever, not at the same time, but on the same day. There was a minimum amount of hours that I had to do, but it wasn't much. I don't think I can tell you the exact amount that I would have been offered, but to give you a rough idea, I would have gotten roughly 2 times as much as I made in a month back then, or closer even to 3 times as much compared to what I make now with the current situation on YouTube and how bad the ad rates and everything are because of the lockdowns. So for just streaming a little bit on the side, I would have almost doubled my income for 3 months. And I by no means have a big platform as a streamer, just to make that clear and put that into context. My platform is as a YouTuber. So even someone who's in the bigger context of things as irrelevant as me would have made a lot of money on the platform, and I imagine there are quite a few others that stayed on the platform after getting certain fundings from them as well. If you're wondering why I didn't take the offer, I was writing my bachelor thesis at the time and was in the process of moving, so I literally didn't have the opportunity, and I was told the offer would be up later and then it wasn't, but that's okay, just to give some context to that. Another thing that I saw in the context of this Mixer thing that I wanted to address is that people are apparently upset about Ninja and Shroud taking these deals with Mixer and now making big cash of it and kind of getting out of the contract anyways. And I gotta say, I can absolutely understand why they took those offers. And I think this weird platform loyalty that is going on among some people where they're saying you betrayed Twitch is really not healthy. If you get a good offer from a competitor, that's in the normal job world as well as in the YouTube streaming whatever job world, then there is no reason to not at least consider it. And especially if your current employer or your current platform, in this case Twitch, is not giving you what you want and you're unhappy on the platform, then why would you not leave if you get a good offer? That's just how the business world works. With the flexibility and mobility people have nowadays, company loyalty is something that the company has to earn, and none of these platforms are really doing that because they don't care. If their cash cow drops off and they have a new cash cow, why would they care? And these guys got offers that allow them to literally settle for the rest of their lives if they want to. They never need to earn a cent again. They can make their money work for them if they want to. Especially with the risk of losing your crown the moment that the game that you're playing drops off a little bit or there's a little bit of controversy or anything like that. I don't see why there's any reason for them not to take those offers. And the fact that they got lucky now and they're released from their contracts is even better for them. While it would be great if they help other streamers from Mixer that are in more trouble than they are right now, I don't think it's necessarily their responsibility to do so. I think it would be a very nice gesture if they say, hey, I made a lot of money off this platform and you guys are all struggling a little bit, so I'm going to try and help you out in whichever way I am capable of. But at the end of the day, the real people that have to make offers right now are the platforms, are YouTube Gaming and our Twitch. They can see if they can somehow make themselves more appealing for the Twitch partners so that they will have them moving to their platforms instead. I think that's a great idea, especially for YouTube Gaming, but at the same time, Mixer as a platform wasn't that big. There aren't that many people who made a living on there in the first place. And I do think that most of those people should be fine. Because with Mixer closing down, the Mixer viewers will also have to go somewhere, and it's likely that they're just gonna follow the people that they're already watching to whichever platform they're going to. But at the same time, of course, we have to acknowledge it's not going to translate over 100%. They're gonna lose some viewers along the way. And it would be great if there are ways for them to avoid that and get some help in that regard so they can keep their sustainable income, especially those that really depend on this income. I think a lesson learned here is also that as a content creator, it's very risky to attach your income to a single platform. We've seen that time and time again. And on that note, I'll be talking about opening a Patreon very, very soon. I've already mentioned it in the past, but now it's in its finishing touches. But more on that in the future. I just wanted to throw it in here because it somewhat matches the topic. And that's also all that I have to say on this. I really hope the Mixer streamers find a good new platform for themselves and they're not left out in the cold. And I do think that Mixer definitely should have approached this with some more long-term perspective and given people more of a warning beforehand so they can prepare. But I guess they just wanted to make money on the platform as long as they could, which I think really sucks for everyone involved now. Anyways, that's it for today. Feel free to click the sub button and maybe the bell if you want to stay updated for future gaming related content as well as my content. And other than that, see you for the next one soon. DukeSloth, out.